Filipino food is always said to be the next big thing, but to us, it has always been our big thing.
I lived here for more than 10 years now, about 11 years, and the one thing I miss about the Philippines is the food. Filipino food is something that I've grown up eating. Although I've grown up in different places, I feel like the Filipino food flavors are still what stuck to me. My palate is very salty and sweet and sour, which are the flavors that encompass most of the Filipino food that you see generally. I cook kare kare because it's a Filipino dish that I feel like is very balanced. It has meat, it has a lot of vegetables, and it also has a sauce that combines them together. And for me, a complete meal, a balanced meal, is something with your proteins, with your vegetables, and a sauce that comes with it. And generally, a lot of Filipino food is food that comprise of a protein, like adobo, which is chicken or pork, and it has a sauce with it, which is it could be a vinegar base or a soy sauce base. It's also a Filipino version of a traditional Indian curry or maybe like a Japanese curry.
When you look at what kind of Filipino food that's being produced here, you have to understand who's doing it. So the food that we produce in our restaurant is a product of immigrants, because we have memories of the Philippines. And what we've been trying to do is trying to capture those lost memories, the feeling of home.
So the first time I actually had Filipino food was probably like 10 or 12 years ago in high school, because one of my best friends was Filipino. I'm actually Ecuadorian. And honestly, from what I've tried of Filipino food, there's a lot of similarities, like even in the way that like things are named. Like for example, in Hispanic food, we always use adobo to like cook food, and then there's a whole dish called adobo in Filipino culture. So it's like really interesting to like, for example, like when I get invited to eat something, they're like, oh, we're gonna have this, and I'm like, oh, I know that. And then it's like super interesting to see all the similarities and stuff. I think it's just like, I guess, just savory food that like incorporates a lot of different combinations, I would say, because whenever you have a Filipino dish, I don't like, sometimes when you eat something it's really straightforward, but I feel like as far as Filipino food goes, there's always so many elements to it. Like there's a lot of spices, and there's a lot of like mixing in of like vegetables that were sauteed and stuff like that. It's just complex, yummy, good food.
Filipino cuisine is, a culmination of different cultures. It's, Spanish influence, it's American influence, it's Chinese influence. All of these different cultures that have, that are present in the Philippines, I think have some sort of influence on the cuisine itself. And, expanding on that, not only is it, internationally influenced, each region kind of has its own spin on it. So Filipino cuisine is just a culmination and a byproduct of so many different things in so many different regions and cultures.
Every person that comes into our restaurant is a gift, because there are millions of restaurants that they can choose from. So when they enter our restaurant, the point is, you are there because we have something to share with you. This is what we have discovered in the world of food. This is what we love. This is what makes us excited about our food. And I want to share it with you.